How's it going, everybody? We are back making another video. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. I don't know if y'all have ever tried these little Mio things here, but they are some good stuff. I'm not a big fan of water. I'm kind of a chubby kid. I like to drink my Dr. Peppers. But these little Mios here, they're pretty good. But wouldn't you know it, I got on the internet the other day and was looking to see if they were bad for you, and I should have known because they taste so good that I found a couple of things that say they're sure enough bad for you, but whatever. It's got to be better than Cokes, right? Anyways. So, first and foremost, I just wanted to say that I appreciate all the subscribers. I mean, golly, it's like the subscriptions have gone up like double in just one day or a day and a half or so, and it's crazy. My most viewed video was the why I bought my truck video, and it's like doubled in views or something like that. Crazy. But anyways, I just unloaded down in Lemoore, California. I'm up here in Hillmore, California, going to reload, go to Utah, and then I'll be down for a 34. I got to run recaps all the way over there, so I'm going to have 10 hours and some odd available to me tomorrow, and it's about a 10-hour drive to go to where I normally like to stop. So I'm really hoping I don't hit traffic in Sacramento. That's the only thing that would like really probably stop, compromise me making it to that truck stop. And I really want to make it to that truck stop, so I'll pick up enough hours the following day to get the load on in and then do a 34-hour break somewhere in Utah. But weather on top of Donner is supposed to be clear. Weather in Reno is supposed to be clear. I checked Truckee and Floriston, and they're
say a command.
Sorry about that, guys. All that weather's supposed to be clear, so everything should go okie dokie tomorrow. Oh yeah, the reason for the video. Firstly, I just wanted to say thanks for subscribing, all of you who have. Still planning on getting a GoPro so I can get a little higher quality content instead of just me sitting here talking to the cell phone or holding it out over my hood or whatever, talking. A couple of guys were commenting on the truck tour, giving me a little grief about not showing my engine. And you know what? I'll eat a little crow on that one. That's pretty well-deserved criticism there. So if whenever I get to go do my 34, if the weather's nice enough, which I'm pretty sure it will be, I'm gonna go ahead and complete the truck tour and show the engine. So especially because I walked right by the hood and didn't even talk about it. I just said something about, made some smart aleck remark about it, and then kept on walking. But so I'll take that one. I'll put a video of the engine up. It's just a big old red engine. But anyways, that's the deal. That's what's going on right now. A couple of guys were asking about the fuel mileage of the truck and how fast I drive to get the kind of fuel mileage I get. And so far on this trip, I'm averaging 6.2 on the dash. I was at 6 or 6.1 the other day in Albuquerque, and since then I've got it up to 6.2. And the reason for that is pretty much once you come out of over Tehachapi, the big hill down there on 58 west of Barstow, after you come down to Tehachapi, it's pretty well just flat for hours and hours, and the speed limit's 55, and it's like flat as can be up 99 all the way to Sacramento. So that's the reason we've gained another 10th, and the speed limit's 55, so I was driving so much slower. But anyways, the people who were asking about how I get 6 or whatever, or just a little better than 6, not too much, but I think it's more to do with the shape of my trailer than anything else. I mean, my trailer's shaped like a bullet. It sits almost completely inside the dimensions of my truck. It pokes just a little bit over the top because I have a flat top sleeper, but the width wise, and then it's shaped like a bullet, so it doesn't really catch much wind, I wouldn't expect. Now there have been days, for instance, one time I had a pretty substantial deadhead. I had a deadhead from Canyon, Texas, all the way up to Hiram, Utah, as a matter of fact, where I'm loading to go tomorrow to get a load out of there. And I was all looking forward to it, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some killer fuel mileage, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other thing, this, that, and the third. Well, I really needed to kind of make some time and get up there, so I was doing 70, 75 where the speed limit would allow, and the wind was blowing out of the north the entire time. I got terrible fuel mileage. I mean, it was just pitiful. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff, I guess, that goes into it, but I really think the vast majority of why this truck gets such good fuel mileage is because of the tanker trailer. Now, whenever I was hauling cattle, I was only getting like 4.7, 4.8. Sometimes I'd get over 5, but I wouldn't do very well hauling cattle because the cow trailer, it's got all them holes in it and it sucks so much wind. And plus, where we go with them, it's a windy part of the world, you know, the Panhandle of Texas, southwestern Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico a little bit. It's all the flat, you know, the prairie and whatnot is all kind of flat and real windy out there. You know, whenever you think of Kansas, you know, what comes to mind? A flat, empty field with like maybe a tumbleweed blowing across it or something, right? So stereotype, you know, the perception pretty much holds true for western Kansas anyways. Eastern Kansas is a totally different animal. Once you get over around Wichita, you know, it's real, or over east of Wichita, you know, it's real green, pretty, and all that, hilly, which I like western Kansas too. I like the rural areas. Anyways, without getting too much off topic, that's pretty much the reason why I think I get pretty good fuel mileage is just the shape of the trailer, because, you know, I don't drive slow, you know. I don't drive like 62 or any of that. I just generally just set the cruise on 70 and go, you know, because I need to be making time. Sometimes I'm on tight loads. Like tomorrow, I'm probably going to be humping, or I won't be doing the speed limit because the speed limit's 80 across Nevada, and I'm not going to drive 80, you know. I've heard from more than one credible source that tires aren't rated for it. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, man, I just really don't feel comfortable going that fast. I don't feel comfortable going 80. You know, that's just a little too fast. You know, these cars, tourists and whatnot, they'll, you know, sometimes they're more concerned with the scenery than the road than the task at hand, you know, and I just don't want to. It's just too fast for me. 80's too fast. So tomorrow I'll be going 75 all the way across Nevada. So I'm probably going to take that 6.2 and probably knock it down to 5.9 by the time I get parked tomorrow. But since I'm running recaps and I want to get the load delivered, I called my customer and they said that, you know, I could do a 34 on the load and it wouldn't be a big deal, but I would rather get the load delivered and then do a 34 after I deliver it. That way I have a fresh 70 when I'm going to pick up my next load. So that's the deal with that. So, you know, again, I think it's more to do with the shape of the trailer than it really is to do with anything else. And get my armrest down here. And you know, that's pretty much it. There were a few more questions about the truck. I think I really need to start paying attention to what the questions say. That way I could write them down or whatever and kind of answer them one by one. But depending on how much stuff I have to do when I go home, which I need to do some research and figure out how to even use a GoPro. Depending on how much stuff I have to do when I get home, how much if I have to how much billing and you know all the stuff you got to do, how much stuff I need to catch up on when I get home here in a few weeks, couple of weeks, whenever I go home. I might go get a GoPro and then I can maybe if there's like an app or something you can download, because I carry an iPad with me for my ELD, and maybe I can get an app on there and edit videos or something. But The plan is to make better quality videos than just me sitting here rambling into the cell phone, you know. That's really the plan. There's a couple of truck driver YouTubers that I really like. One of them is named Philip Savard. He hasn't put anything out in a couple of years, but like his video quality is like, I don't know, it's like he went to film school or something. I mean, it's just top notch. You know, it's like it looks professional to me. You know, of course, I have a untrained eye. I don't know anything about making videos. And then another guy that I really like is, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but it's Eiver 2 Trucker, EIVER, the number 2 Trucker. And I like his videos because, one, the content's cool, and then two, I like that he's taking an old classic and, you know, spritzing it up and making it cool. I think that's awesome. You know, there's a lot of people who say that you can't make a classic or a Freightliner cool and shoot. In my opinion, he's proven those guys wrong, or those people wrong. I think, see, I mean, I like a Peterbilt more than any other truck, obviously, right? But I really, like, I have a special place in my heart for whenever somebody can take a truck that's not cool and make it cool, you know. Like, for instance, there was this old blue FLD, and this guy, and a lot of times whenever people will customize a Freightliner or whatever, the contest is to like make it look like a Peterbilt, right? They'll pull the headlights out of the hood, mount them up on the grill, things like that. And anyways, this old blue FLD, he had a little coffin sleeper on it, stretched the wheelbase out to 280, I think, and then he took and made fairings, you know, from wheel to wheel, and left fairings on it. That way it was like just unmistakably a Freightliner. He left the Freightliner all over that thing, and I thought that was just rad, man. I thought that was just so cool. And then there's another guy who had a setback axle FLD, but he like made it into an FLC, and it's like black with red and silver. It's got a heart in the window, a heart window in the sleeper. It just looks way old school, man. I think he even went and modified his bumper to look like the old FLC bumpers from back in the day. And it's just, and he made the big cab beam in the middle of the windshields for the old style split rounded corner windshields from way back in the day. He just did a top-notch job on that truck. I'm envious of that. So I really like, you know, as far as the cool trucks are concerned, I like it. I really think it's neat whenever guys take a truck that's going to be a more of a challenge to make cool, and then they make it, you know, like super cool, you know. I mean, I don't mean to berate anybody or anything, but, you know, Peterbilt is just an aesthetically pleasing truck as it is, you know. I mean, essentially, you can go get one, and even if it's got a ratty old paint job on it, you put a bumper, set of pipes, and polish the wheels and tanks, you got a cool truck. I mean, it's that simple, you know. So I don't know. I really like the guys who can make a truck that's not cool, you know, and make it cool. So I like that Eiver 2 Trucker guy and Philip Savard. Those guys both have sick rides, in my opinion. I mean, I'm envious, especially of Philip Savard. That short hood W900, man, that thing is cool. But anywho, in case y'all haven't clued in, I'm really into cool trucks. Maybe that's what I'll do if I see a cool truck somewhere. Maybe I'll shoot a video of it or something, put it up, because I really like trucks. They're cool. I've liked them since I was like a little bitty kid. So anywho, that's about it, guys. I need to get started on this paperwork. I haven't updated my trip sheets, and oh goodness, I don't even know, probably since I left the house. So I've done hauled 2 loads since then, and 3 maybe. I don't know. I haven't updated my trip sheets in a while. I need to update my trip sheets. I need to bill the load I've just delivered earlier today. And get all that done. I need to update my revenue book. Got a lot of stuff to do right now, you know, a lot of clerical stuff, because ordinarily what I'll do is like I'll put it off during normal days, like just days when all I have to do is drive. I'll put it off. That way I'll have something to do whenever I load, you know, I'll have something to kind of pass the time, you know, because I don't know, for some reason it's like it's not as boring to sit in a truck stop as it is to sit in a loading bay or unloading bay. I don't know, makes no sense, but that's just the way I do it. So, you know, I kind of want something to keep my mind occupied for 45 minutes. Well, wouldn't you know, at this time, I was occupied with, excuse me, my nose is itching again. I don't know what the deal is. This time I got occupied with, goofing off on Facebook and goofing off on YouTube. And one guy, was it Big R504 or something? He was giving me grief about my motor. He was being pretty funny about it. It's pretty funny. I forget what he, oh yeah, he asked me if I had a Briggs & Stratton, like a lawnmower engine. That's pretty funny. Anyways, oh yeah, so I got distracted, you know, and didn't fool with my paperwork, and I'm not a big fan of paperwork, which that's a lot of my job is paperwork, man. Golly, got to do paperwork for the customer, paperwork for yourself, paperwork for the government. Ugh, man, just mountains of paperwork. I feel like an accountant sometimes. Oh gosh. Anywho, well, and I even own my own company, so I try to keep my paperwork as minimalistic, like as minimal as possible, because I hate it. You know, I mean, man, could you imagine working in an office setting and, you know, just I couldn't imagine it, you know. That's a conversation for another day. But anyways, hope all is well with y'all. Truck's still running fine. Everything's hunky-dory. Nothing to complain about. Fires up good, runs good, gets good mileage. Running down the road, making it work a penny at a time, guys. So we'll catch y'all around here, hopefully maybe day after tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. You know what, I think I might make a video tomorrow, because that Rainbow Casino where I'm gonna park at, it's pretty cool. They got a lot of cool lights and stuff, and I ain't never walked over there to it. I always walk up to, like, it's in West Wendover, Nevada, if any of you guys are familiar, right there on Interstate 80, right before you cross into Utah, on the very eastern side of Nevada. They got like this big old, anyways, like this thing, and it's all rainbows and all this stuff. It's pretty neat. I'd hate to know what their electric bill is every month, what their light bill is, but anyways, I might put a video up from there. I might walk over to that Italian restaurant and eat me some food too, because every time I go there, I look at the Italian restaurant and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go get me some Italian food. Then my cheapskate hits and I walk to McDonald's, get a double cheese, get a number 3, because I'm cheap. There's perfectly good Italian joint across the street, and I love Italian food, but I'm like, I'll save money. Anyways, I think tomorrow I might go get me some chicken parmesan. I love me some chicken parmesan. Whoo. Anywho, and Mexican food's my favorite. You know, I'm from Texas, and feel pretty fortunate to grow up in Texas, because I tell you what, there's some good Mexican food in Texas. I promise you. All over the state. It's good. Good. Been in ate some not so good Mexican food up in the Midwest before, but I don't think I've ever had bad Mexican food in Texas. No, sir, I don't think I have. Or New Mexico. Or Arizona. Probably because they're so close to Mexico, so you're pretty much getting the real deal. Is probably why it's so good, I bet. But yeah, good Mexican food in Texas. Mexican food's my favorite food. Italian's a close second, and then after that, I like Southern food, like I don't know what you would call it, but you know, like fried chicken, chicken fried steak, stuff like that, greens, cornbread, potatoes, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, I don't guess I really have too much of a favorite after that. But first is Mexican, then Italian, then whatever food you eat when you're from down south, like Texas, Louisiana. Oh, I do like Cajun food. Speaking of Louisiana, all the Cajun food I've ever tried has been real good. I like spicy food. Anyways, all right, enough rambling, enough nonsense. that's it for today. That's all the, I guess, somewhat of an update that I have. I'm over here in kind of somewhat like Northern California, but really more like the northern part of Central California. That's it, guys. Y'all stay safe out there, and we'll try to come up with another video tomorrow. Keep y'all posted on what's going on and everything. Truck's still running great. Got to knock on the wood there. Don't want to jinx it. But anyways, y'all guys have a good one. 20 minutes is plenty of rambling for today, and I'm going to get that motor of that video so y'all guys can stop giving me grief about it, all right? So we'll catch y'all around.